What's up, brothers of the blade? I have 3 new knives that I'm gonna show to you. The first one I'm already carrying. I picked them up at the customs office in Germany. Had a big fucking argument with the cunt behind the counter because I had to unpack them in front of her, and she actually said that these knives are, quote, knives that you could actually kill someone with. Then I mentioned the size of her kitchen knives, and I said, your kitchen knives are probably the same size or even larger. And then she said, no, my kitchen knives are smaller. So this is not a big knife. This is knife number 1, D2 steel, fixed blade brass bolster, burl wood handle. Really nice blade. This is how it carries. Comes with this sheath. Nice leather sheath, nice tight fit. Really nice. So up to the next one. Let's just do it like this. I'm gonna open my belt for you guys. No homo, if you're a dude who's watching. So knife number 2 is this one. Comes in a brown sheath. Has a long scratch here. I don't know if that's from production or from shipping and handling, because they unpacked it in Frankfurt and they unpacked it and they packed it up again, and now I had to. So this is knife number 2. Just a simple t-shirt will conceal it almost completely, and this is how the knife looks like. No brass bolsters, burl wood handles, nice and thick, sheep's foot blade, and just a straight edge, more of a Warncliffe style edge, mid-high, hollow grind, probably mirror finished, still dirty. I'm gonna clean it up before I do the tabletop. So this is the knife number 2 out of 3. Almost completely the knife almost completely hides in the sheath. And knife number 3, I understand that I could do this a little bit more elegantly, but what the hell, right? This is reality. This is how I change my fixed blade knives. I'm gonna open my belt, loop it back over, close it up, and this is knife number 3. Simple t-shirt completely conceals it. So this is knife number 3, more of a kiridashi with a long handle. I wear extra large sized gloves, and I actually thought this would be a lot smaller. This is I think 1050 or 1085 steel, carbon steel. Still has formed a patina. I will clean it up before the tabletop review. Get it back in the sheath. Just slip it in. Fold over sheaths. Really, really nice. See you in a bit. What's up, everybody? 3 for 3 knife review. You just saw the clip I filmed previously. How those knives actually carry. Those are belt carry knives. They come with this leather sheath. Each one comes with one that was perfectly molded to it. Molded, it's leather, yeah, okay. So let's just talk about the sheaths for a moment. They provide enough friction for the knife so they won't fall out. None of them will. This one might, but it doesn't, because it has a very skinny handle. It's still very, very tight, and they're not too tight, of course. Let me just click on my eBay page to look up from where I actually got them. The dude is called Tahar Raza. On eBay, Tahar631, no spaces, Tahar 631. This is his name. Tahar Raza has a company. I think it's a company or a small production operation, let's just say that. Damascus custom knives, because he actually sells on USN blades and I think Arizona custom knives. Really nice pieces, mostly fixed blades, really cool shapes, all kinds of shapes actually. And I just got some of his, let's just say, working line of his actually user blades. And let's just start with the first one here down on the bottom. This one is a nice sheep's foot blade, and I promised you that I would clean them up. I totally forgot about that, so I just have a rag here because those are mirror finished blades. Let's just clean them up just a little bit. Has a nice thick burl handle. I have extra large sized glove hands, and so that's good. Those are really comfortable. This one is really comfortable. 3 brass pins, and you could take them off, I think, if they are not glued, but they look like they're also glued. Little gap here between the blade and the handle material. This is burl wood. Smooth finish. Nice comfortable shaping of the handle. Thick blade stock. I think it's a 2.5. It's a 3mm blade stock. The edge is hard to detect actually. I think it is. It's hard to make out. Is it hollow? Is it flat? I think it's hollow, but it's almost flat. Let's just say that. So this is the blade, nice and shiny. You can see me there behind the camera. Yes, I'm wearing pants. Not sitting here with no pants. So they came just a little bit dirty. This is how they came. I just unpacked them at the customs office. Let me show you some paper cutting. I have not cut anything with this yet. Paper. Ooh, this is nice. This is weird paper, but I can promise you the edge is sharp. The edge is really sharp. This is nice. I'm really excited about this. I think for this one I paid €8.55, which would translate to around $11, something like that. Comes with a sheath, pinned here with a belt loop, thick leather, and this is just awesome. I really like it. So this was knife number 1. Knife number 2, let's do the one on top here. Different leather, black leather. 2 rows of stitching, as on this one and on this one. This one has some really cool star pins for the belt loop. And the leather really smells amazing. This is different leather. I think you can see that pattern there. This is a rougher leather. This is a really smooth leather. This is a heavier knife. So first of all, let's weigh this bad boy with the sheath. I have a scale on the side here. 178 grams with the sheath. Without the sheath, 132 grams. This one doesn't have brass bolsters. This one does have brass bolsters. This one is a heavy knife. Again, extra large sized gloves is my size. Clean it up a little bit. This one is 1080 high carbon steel, by the way, mirror polished. This one is D2. Says it here on the blade, I think you can see it. And this is more of a traditional hunting skinning shape. This one does have A little bit thicker secondary bevel behind the edge, not too skinny. This is a strong knife, thick blade stock. I think this is maybe 4 millimeters, just over 4, almost 5 millimeter blade stock, D2 steel. Paper cut test. Let me do it right. I may touch those up, of course. This is not super sharp. I can feel some tiny burrs on the edge. This has a thick brass bolster. Almost no gap detectable between the wood. This here looks a little bit weird on the brass bolster, this blemish here, but this was the, I think, most expensive knife out of the bunch. 20 bucks, 16 euros. Comfortable, thick handle, full tang. All of those are full tang with a brass bolster and 2 brass pins, burl wood, D2 steel. This one in the sheath, which is softer leather. These 2 sheaths are a little bit stiffer. This is definitely softer when you push on it. Fold over construction with a line of leather in between. And let's just weigh this bad boy. With the sheath, 255 grams. Without the sheath, 211. This is a nice knife. The finger choil could be a little bit bigger for my big finger fat here in that choil. Those edges could be just a little bit rounder. There's another blemish in the steel, but again, those are $20 knives. This is a $20 knife. This was 11, and I think this was 11 as well. So really affordable. The shipping really killed. I think shipping for those 3 knives was $35 or something, so still a good value for the knives. Smooth all around. Let's get it back in the sheath. Let's do the third one. This one is more of a kiridashi, Warncliffe, whatever you want to call it. Oh my god, I just wiped off this blade and the steel immediately darkened. This is just a little bit oily, the rag here. God, this looks cool, man. Don't you think? Wow. Let me just get a little bit... Yeah, sorry about that. My camera cut me off. Insufficient space on card. So I just got an oily rag, wiped it down just a little bit. I think you were able to see that this knife had a different patina to it. I just wiped it off once and it immediately darkened. Very, very cool. Very cool. This is also 1080 high carbon steel. Might have to clean up the edge just a little bit. It's a little bit dark. And this one has a thinner, much thinner grind. Also from mid-height, about mid-height, yeah. And this seems almost flat, but it's also hollow. So let's get some paper here. Okay, yeah, this is not super sharp. This is not really all too sharp. No. Oh, this is dull. Doesn't look dull, does it? This is a big knife. You can see how long the handle is. Thick handle, also thick blade stock. The blade stock is, I think, just around 3 millimeters, maybe a tad over. This one is the lightest knife out of the bunch, even though it has a brass bolster. Brass bolster is not rounded off here in the front, but the handle is smooth all around. 3 brass pins. Another blemish here in the steel. Burl wood. This feels really good in hand. Just completely straight. You know what's the most comfortable handle? Not the one that is crazily shaped and overly ergonomic. The most comfortable handle is your broom handle, man. So without the sheath, this weighs 101 grams. With the sheath, shouldn't be much more. 135. Overall length of this one is from point to butt 20.5 centimeters. This one from front to butt comes in at exactly 20 centimeters. And the more I hold it, the more I think the finger choil could be deeper. But it's not. Oh well. This here is a little bit sharp, as I mentioned before. And overall length, if you pause the video, I think you can also see how long the blade actually is. This one comes in at, let's do it the other way, 20.5 centimeters. This blade length is 8 3/4 centimeters. Very, very comfortable knife, this one. I really like it. So I will touch up the edges on those, that they are razor sharp. The steel is definitely high quality. 1080 high carbon steel and D2 for this model. And the sheaths are nicely constructed, work perfectly. Just very, very nice. I will annotate the eBay store from Tahar on the bottom of this video, so please check him out. I know shipping is kind of expensive, but it's well worth the knives. Quality steel, quality leather, quality wood, quality construction. Just really, really nice fixed blades. I will carry those for EDC, and yeah, you can too. Check them out. Have a good night. Roll Tide, y'all.